Brad Hicks, and State, Chief Meteorologist Vince Condella, and Tom Pippin Sports, because your news team matters.
Dealing with a bombshell, some people in Jackson have been told their water may be contaminated for a decade.
So what are they going to drink? What are they going to shower with for the next several years? What's the plan B? Our Jenna Sachs is live in Jackson tonight. Jenna.
The last few months have been rough for those living in the spill area. Some have lost their crops. Others have seen their house sales fall through. Tonight, they're weighing in on some long-term solutions. After a July 17th gasoline pipeline burst sent 22,000 gallons of fuel into the soil,
I don't have all the information.
neighbors in Jackson discuss a long-term drinking water solution.
Look at the alternatives and pick which ones based on what information you do have.
The West Shore Pipeline Company has tested the neighbors' private wells and found water samples containing levels of benzene higher than federal standards.
In general, they're handling it pretty good, but it's still, in some cases, it's very, very devastating.
A mobile groundwater cleanup plant is set up in a backyard adjacent to the spill site, though several neighbors are still under a bottled water advisory.
There's about 80 to 90 properties that are affected now that are in the water advisory. They shrunk the water advisory zone.
Before the pipeline burst, one man at this meeting had his property up for sale and an offer, but that's since fallen through.
We just met with them just last Friday, and they do not want to buy the house because they have 2 young children and they don't feel it's safe. And I don't blame them.
Water in parts of Jackson may be unusable for a decade. Options for long-term drinking water include using the nearby Village of Jackson system, establishing a Town of Jackson sanitary system, replacing the existing wells with deeper ones, or creating a privately owned water supply system. Some hope whatever the town decides, the land nearby won't be compromised.
I'd like to see it stay country. It'd be nice to keep it as private wells, but that we know it's not going to be the case.
The town hopes to get more feedback from people in the coming weeks. The pipeline company is paying for the cleanup process. They tell us they've installed 70 water filtration systems, and we did speak with one farmer who was reimbursed for his lost crop. Now the town is hoping that the pipeline company will also pay for this long-term water solution. Reporting live in Jackson, Jenna Sachs, Fox 6 News.
Still, I feel bad for the guy in your story. How would you sell a house when you've got that hanging over it?
Well, he said hopefully time will heal this. He hopes that maybe in a year or so they will have a long-term water supply solution in place, and then he'll be able to sell his house. So he's hoping that some time will heal this.
He and everybody else. Thank you for the update there, Jenna. Construction on the Zoo interchange is officially underway. The northbound